In the wake of Pearl Harbor, December 7, 1941, there was a considerable amount of hysteria with the U.S. entry into the war, having never been attacked like that before, and there was a call to remove people of Japanese ancestry from the West Coast, the supposed reason being that they were a potential threat. To get to Heart Mountain from the West Coast typically took 3 to 4 days by train, and when they arrived here, they were checked in with their name tag and assigned to a barrack up on the bluff at the base of Heart Mountain, and that was the place they were supposed to call home for how long they didn't know, and that's probably the biggest part of this injustice. They were taken out of their homes, had to leave all they had built up, and not told where they were going, not told how long they would be there, and weren't charged with anything, weren't given their due process of law. Winter, the incarcerations came in, that winter of 42 into 43 was a particularly harsh one. You know, they had minus 20-degree temperatures, Fahrenheit, coming from California, coming from Washington, not prepared for that at all. Yeah, so there are 457 barracks in total arranged in those blocks, as I mentioned, with shared restroom and shared mess halls. Unfortunately, we don't have any of those barracks remaining on the site today, but we do have original structures in the form of hospital buildings, and a remarkable structure, the boiler house, which has a chimney, I think that's about 90 feet tall, red brick chimney that you can see from a long ways away, that are powerful artifacts of that camp. We also have the original war memorial that was built by internees in 1944. At least here, they had community, they built community. When the camp closed, they were sent on their way with $25 and a train ticket. And so trying to rebuild after that, after you'd lost everything, those years after camp, for many of them, were much harsher than any spent in camp here. A large part of our mission is to share the facts of this history, what happened to the people here, how they got here. But the other part of our mission deals with what we can learn from this mistake and its relevance today. I think you'll see with, particularly in the U.S., we're having immigration reform discussions. During 9/11, there was a lot of prejudice against Muslim Americans, and it's important for this history to come into the conversation when we're making hasty decisions about people based on their appearance, their beliefs, their race. That's really, it's easy to see this as fixed in time, but if you look around you, particularly issues in the U.S. that I just mentioned and across the world really, that's still happening. Racism, unfortunately, is not dead. Prejudice is not dead. And so if this becomes a point to talk about a mistake so that we don't make another one, that's really important to us.
Well, I'd say that for as being an American citizen, you know, we had no hearing or nothing. They just rounded us up like a bunch of sheep and said, you have no rights, and you just do what we tell you. And, well, we lost all our rights.